What's good? I am the coach, and we are officially in the dog days of summer, but not for the Professional Fighters League. Over the course of the next 3 weeks, 12 different fighters will continue their journey for a chance at 6 separate $1 million prizes. It's the playoffs. You move, you go, or you win, you move on. You lose, you go home. Welcome to South Florida. Welcome to the PFL playoffs. Let's go.
The iconic Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida, where tonight, the 2021 PFL playoffs get underway. Lightweight and welterweight semifinals with a huge main event. The Hawaiian knockout machine Ray Cooper III against the legend Rory McDonald. One will move on to the PFL World Championship. One will go home. 4 semifinals, 4 championship spots on the line. Welcome to the PFL Playoffs pre-fight show presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. The night begins shortly right here at 5:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN+. 6 great fights, including lightweight Olivier Aubin-Mercier back in action. Here's a look at the current odds on our showcase bouts. Magomed Umalatov down there at -335. Keep an eye on him, still undefeated in his professional mixed martial arts career. And the featured playoff card later on ESPN2 and simulcast on ESPN Plus starts at 9 Eastern. 2 semifinals at lightweight, 2 semifinals at welterweight. And here are the current odds, and Magomed Karamov is a massive betting favorite over the late replacement Sadabu C, who steps in for an injured Joao Zeferino. Greetings, fight fans. I'm Sean O'Connell, joined as always by the Hall of Famer Randy Couture and the legend himself, Mr. Kenny Florian. We'll get you out to our betting experts shortly, but first, let's talk playoffs. The final 4 fighters in 2 separate weight classes. 2 very different brackets, though, Randy.
Absolutely. This welterweight division is stacked with 3 names that we all kind of expected to be here. Our 2018 champion, Magomed Karamov, our 2019 champion, Ray Cooper III, and of course, the Red King himself, Rory McDonald.
Everything can happen in MMA. And with the lightweights, we had all underdogs advance. None of the favorites were able to advance, so just crazy stuff going on in the lightweight division. We will have a new champion in that division.
All right, let's take a look at these brackets. Our lightweight bracket, 155 pounds, Alik Rajabov, the 1. Alexander Martinez, the 4. That is actually a rematch from earlier in our regular season. About that, Martinez won by the narrowest of margins. And the 2-3 matchup promises to be a striker's delight. Clay Collard, the boxer, Aush Manfio, that shoot-a-box Muay Thai style. Gonna be a banger in the 2-3 at lightweight. And here's our welterweight bracket. That main event, Rory the Red King McDonald and Ray Cooper III, is as prime a welterweight matchup as you will see in the sport this year. And Magomed Karamov, Sadabu C. Sadabu C, the alternate, stepping in for an injured number 1 seed Joao Zeferino. He feels like he's got an upset brewing. Let's take a little bit closer look at our main event. Ray Cooper III, PFL champion. Rory McDonald, Bellator champion. Cooper's 28, McDonald's 32. Look at those records. Identical. The finishing advantage goes to Ray Cooper III. 14 knockouts, 7 submissions. If my math is correct, that means 21 of his 22 career victories have come inside the time limit. Goodness gracious, we are in for a treat in the main event tonight. All right, I almost don't want to talk more about this fight. I just want to see it happen. And we're so close, Kenny. It's coming up.
Yeah.
What's the key for Ray Cooper III?
Well, first of all, that finishing rate from Ray Cooper is just ridiculous, and that's what he does. He doesn't want to just win. He wants to destroy. This is a guy who comes from a wrestling background. He's a state champion out of Hawaii, and he is a ball of Hawaiian fury. You see him on the feet as well. His ability to get on the inside and mix it up with hooks and uppercuts and shots, and guess what? He can get it done on the ground as well. He's taken a more methodical, more strategic approach this season and in 2019 when he was the champion here. So this is a guy that is going to be very difficult to beat.
And look, Ray Cooper knows that in in order to get to a championship bout, he's got to get through one of the legends of the game. And Randy, Rory McDonald has been at the very top echelon of the welterweight division for the majority of his career, and that career goes back a long way.
Here's a guy that started fighting professionally at 16 years old, which is pretty remarkable all by itself. He was one of the top title contenders, fighting the brawler and Robbie Lawler in the UFC. He went on to Bellator to win the championship there in Bellator. He's faced some of the best in this sport. He's very well-rounded, rangy, great on the ground, great submission skills. There is nothing in the sport of mixed martial arts this guy hasn't seen or done. He's going to be very tough to beat here for Ray Cooper III, but I want to see how he solves the problem of the Hawaiian. It's going to be amazing.
So how should you bet this massive main event? Jonathan Coachman and Ian Parker had a red-hot regular season, taking tickets to the pay window. And they're here with us to break it all down. Coach, Ian?
Yeah, Sean, we plan on going back to the pay window over and over.
Here.
All right, well, DraftKings Sportsbook is basically a coin flip. The odds are very, very close. You got to make a pick. Who do you like?
I'm going to roll with the Red King, Rory McDonald, here tonight, Coach. Again, the wrestling is where it's going to be for me, for him to get the win. I think he uses that very well. He's going to use that jab, get in tight, and get the fight to the floor. For me, Rory McDonald gets the win and advances to the finals.
All right, that is pick number one. But still to come here on the DraftKings Pre-Fight Show, we've got 3 more straight bets. We have a prop bet. We have a Parker's Parlay from the ESPN Plus card. So we're busy. But right now, Sean, let's send it back to you, Cage.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Ian. And all right, the Duck Army has spoken. Ian Parker says Rory McDonald takes the main event tonight. He also made some great points about the strategy involved. He thinks Rory McDonald's got to win this fight on the ground. Do you agree?
You know, I'm not going to make a prediction here, but I think his breakdown is pretty spot on. And I love arguing with Ian Parker, but I think he's on point. I think a brawl is what Ray Cooper wants. That's where he's going to thrive here in this fight, and that's what he needs to create here against Rory McDonald. Rory, a longer, rangier fighter, more technical. That's what he needs to do.
Randy, Ray Cooper III has surprised us in the past, and everyone's talking about, all right, he's got a brawl, he's got a brawl. He's also a great wrestler. You've mentioned this many times. Any chance he initiates grappling exchanges?
Well, I think that would actually be a very smart move. Make Rory fight from his back. Use his ground and pound and his power from that top position. He certainly has the wrestling ability to make that happen. I think that's a very, very good strategy, and he could make it a long night for Rory.
Another look at our welterweight bracket featuring, of course, that huge main event. Magomed Karamov, the 4th seed. He had one opportunity to get into the playoffs. He got a first-round finish to earn this spot. He's still undefeated in PFL action. And he takes on a big-time underdog in Sada Busi, who's an injury replacement. But let's take a look at our lightweight playoff bracket. Louis Rajabov, Out of Tajikistan, Alexander Martinez trains in Canada, representing his home country of Paraguay. International flavor there. And the 2-3 matchup, Clay Collard, boxer, Aush Manfio, shoot-a-box, Muay Thai style guy. This one promises to be very exciting. What's the key for Clay Collard?
Well, I think Clay Collard needs to do what Clay Collard does. Here's a guy with 9 boxing wins as a professional boxer. His hands, his counter striking, the combinations he throws, his footwork, his angles are spot on. They're beautiful. And he's definitely going to need those here tonight to beat a guy like Manfio. He's going to come out strong. He's very explosive and dangerous.
Collard looked incredible against Pettis, incredible against Luderbach, and he had a great boxing year in 2020. He wants to make 2021 all about mixed martial arts. Speaking of good years in mixed martial arts, Aush Manfio could not get a fight for almost 2 years. Everything kept falling through. PFL comes along. He's an underdog in 2 fights. He wins both of them, Kenny, and earns his spot in these playoffs.
That's right, and he's been kind of in the background of some championship success, and that was for Natan Schultz, who has been a 2-time champion here in the PFL. So he's been helping him get ready, and now he feels it's his turn to go out there and be the champion. He's obviously from one of the best teams in the world over an American top team here in South Florida. He's going to have a whole lot of support, but he's a striker who's very calculated, and it seems like he's been getting better with each and every round here in the PFL. His confidence is really high, and he loves this matchup.
That's one lightweight semifinal, and of course, Luik Rajabov, Alexander Martinez. That is a rematch in the other semifinal. So you heard how Coach and Ian want us to bet the main event, but there's 3 more semifinals. I still need their picks there, and we have a whole undercard full of feature bouts. For that, we send it back to our betting experts. Coach, Ian?
Sean, we are locked and loaded. We want to stay right there in that lightweight division. And let's start with Razabov and Martinez. Martinez is the underdog, but how do you see this fight, Ian, tonight playing out?
I agree with what everyone said with Razabov. He's just not effective when he's on top. He uses his wrestling in a great way, but not enough action, not enough ground and pound, not going for submissions. And Martinez attacking off his back is what I believe won him the fight in the first one. I think this fight goes similar this time around, except I'm really hoping Martinez learned his lesson and does not jump the guillotine and give up that position. I like his output, I like his energy, and I think his combinations in his last fight improved as well. I'm going to go with the dog here, Coach. We're going to keep the streak going with the first fight on the ESPN2 card with the underdog, Alexander Martinez.
And for those fans watching at home wondering what he's talking about, he's made it a habit this year of picking underdogs to start broadcasts, and they cash. This is the first fight on the ESPN2 card. So the other lightweight semifinals, you heard the guys talking about it. Clay Collard, his confidence is at an all-time high. Vegas says he's a -175 favorite at DraftKings Sportsbook. How do you see this fight playing out?
Oh, I believe Clay Collard should be the favorite here. I love the way he fought against Anthony Pettis. He brought the fight right to him. He used the combinations. He's such a polished boxer. He's so precise with his striking. And against a guy in Manfio who gets a slow start every single time, that's where Collard's going to succeed in the early rounds. If Manfio sits on his back foot and tries to just counter Collard, he's going to be in for a long night where he should have the advantage on the ground. He just doesn't use Clay Collard. I would bet him as high as -195 here, Coach, and I think he advances to the finals.
All right, so according to you, Ian, we're going to have Martinez and Collard fighting in October for $1 million. Now, there's a 4th and final playoff fight we haven't hit on yet. That's because the numbers are very, very big. So now it's time for Parker's Prop Bet, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. And when you look at the number here from Magomed, well, just to bet him straight, you can't do it at -835. To even finish, I don't like the -182 number, but I like a tasty +150. Talk to me, Ian.
Magomed Karamov, where the advantage is going to be is on the ground. I think he gets it done by submission. He's fighting a guy inside of Usyk who's an excellent striker, great push kick, and knows how to use his range. In his last fight against Curtis Millender, the minute he was touched on his knee and didn't like it, he took the fight to the ground and got a crazy submission very quick. I see the fight going the same way. Magomed Karamov is a very, very smart fighter. He knows what he has to do to get it done, and where he will succeed is on the ground by submission at +150, Coach.
Oh, I like that +150. But I just got a tweet from a young man by the name of Cody Merrow. He says, Coach, I don't want to wait until 9 o'clock to bet on these fights. So we've got something for Cody and everybody else who would like to bet on the earlier fights on ESPN+. I've tasked you, Ian Parker, with finding 3 fights, 3 numbers that you can put together, and it's going to bring them down close to even money. Did you do your homework?
Of course I did. I would never let you down, Coach. We're going to start off with Magomed Umalatov. His undefeated streak on the line. I believe he gets it done here. He is better everywhere. He really is great on the ground with holding position, and that will be the first leg of the parlay. Moving on to the second leg. OAM, Olivier Aubin-Mercier, coming off a great win over Marcin Held. I believe he continues that win streak here with his striking and his ground and pound if he chooses to do so. And last but not least, Gleison Tibau. He has to be as confident as ever, giving Rory McDonald that loss in their last fight. He is fighting someone with very fast striking, but where Tibau will have the advantage is against the cage in the clinch and on the ground. I believe Tibau gets it done, and that's our third leg of the parlay, rounding it up.
That's right, on ESPN+. So that means that we are ready for the playoffs, except our producer,
Playoffs?
Josh Fowler. Did you say playoffs?
Playoffs?
There's one thing left that I need to do. If you notice, my background says the regular season. It's not regular season. This is the playoffs. 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 Now we're ready with a background that, yes, may not be as professional as we would like, but it's now ready for the playoffs. Ian's is too, so we're going to sit back, we're going to cash these tickets, and watch great fights all night long. Ian Parker, I'm the coach. Sean, send it back to you.
Thank you, Coach. Look, there's a reason why Ian Parker had a 71% hit rate on his betting recommendations in the PFL regular season. He says Maga by submission. 4 of Magomed Karamov's 9 PFL wins have come by submission. Sadabusi, though, Kenny, he's only been submitted once in his career, and that was almost 10 years ago. What do you think?
Oh, you mean the Russian boa constrictor? Yeah, that I would definitely go with it. This guy knows how to snatch up necks. I think it's a great pick by Ian Parker, even though I don't like agreeing with him. But it was good. Very good. Yeah.
Randy, we saw the guillotines from Maga. We saw an Ezekiel choke in his last outing. And in our fighter meetings, I asked Maga, you got any new tricks for us?
He said, absolutely, and I'm going to bring it out. I expect to see a new trick from him tonight, and I'm very excited to see what it was. That Ezekiel choke, that was as slick a thing as I've ever seen.
Amazing.
Playoff action here at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Hollywood. DraftKings is the home of PFL's $50,000 playoff pool. You download the DraftKings app today, use the promo code PFL to compete, and simply pick your champion in each weight class. If you get enough of them correct, you could walk away with some serious cash. One more look at our ESPN Plus fight card starting shortly right here. 5:30 Eastern time, we have mixed martial arts action for you. OAM, big time favorite, the French-Canadian over Daryl Horcher, who missed weight. And after that, simulcast on ESPN Plus and also on ESPN2, the huge main event, Ray Cooper III, Rory the Red King McDonald in a welterweight tilt. Maga, those odds still incredibly long. Clay Collard, Loic Rajabov favorites as well, and the Red King is the favorite in the main event. Randy Couture, Kenny Florian, I'm Sean O'Connell. You'll hear from Coach and Ian all throughout the show. See you on Plus for Fights next.